If you would have told me at the start of the season that Jimmy Butler would end up on the Golden State Warriors, I would have called you crazy. But here we are. Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler are on the same team. This trade was not just a trade. It might have been the move that saves the Warriors and their crumbling dynasty. We all know how much Stephen Curry has been carrying this team over the past season and a half. But now with Jimmy in the mix, everything changes. This isn't just about adding another All-Star. This is about taking pressure off Steph, unlocking Draymond's defense, and making the Warriors a legitimate championship contender once again. Arguably the most impactful thing that Jimmy brings to the Warriors is that he immediately takes some pressure off Steph's shoulders. We've seen it over and over again. Teams throwing double and triple teams at Curry, forcing him to work extra hard just to get a shot off. Without a real secondary scorer who could create their own shot, the Warriors' offense had become very predictable. But now with Jimmy Butler entering the lineup, the Warriors not only added a scorer, but they added a playmaker. Jimmy is someone who can create his own shot, attack the basket, and take control of the offense when Steph is on the bench. This means fewer minutes where Curry has to play hero ball, leading to fresher legs for him to not only help close out close games, but to close out games in the playoffs as well. And let's be real, when Curry is rested and feels fresh, the Warriors become a very dangerous team. Speaking of taking pressure off other Warriors players, let's talk about Draymond Green. Draymond has been the backbone of the Warriors defense for more than a decade, but as he's gotten older, he's had to do more than ever, guarding elite wings, protecting the rim, and still being that emotional leader and podcaster. But now with Jimmy Butler on the squad, Draymond doesn't have to take those tough defensive matchups against those quick shifty guards on every single possession. Jimmy can guard the best perimeter players, allowing Draymond to go back to what he does best, roaming, disrupting passing lanes, and being the defensive anchor. It isn't just about making life easier for Draymond, because we all know that a fully engaged and unleashed Draymond Green makes the entire Warriors defense better. One of the most underrated aspects of Jimmy Butler's game is his ability to elevate the players around him. Just look at what he did previously in Miami. Players like Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero turned into stars under Jimmy's leadership. His mentality, work ethic, and attention he draws on the court make it easier for all of his teammates to thrive. In Golden State, he's shown he wants to bring that same mentality, with defenses focusing on him. Guys like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody will get opportunities for much easier buckets. Jimmy's leadership and toughness is contagious, and that's exactly what this Warriors team needs to get back on track and back to championship contention. Let's talk about the bench. Before this trade, the Warriors bench was one of, if not their biggest weakness. They had inconsistent scoring, struggled to maintain leads, and lacked a go-to guy when Curry was resting. But ever since Jimmy Butler arrived in Golden State, he has changed everything. Whether he starts or leads the second unit, his impact is always felt. Whenever Jimmy runs with that second unit, he instantly turns the Warriors bench from a liability to a strong point. His ability to take over games in spurts means Golden State won't have to worry about collapsing when the starters rest, because they can trust Jimmy Butler to lead that second unit at a bare minimum to keep the Warriors in games. This isn't just a minor improvement for the Warriors, it's a complete transformation for their roster depth. To truly understand the impact that Jimmy has on this Warriors team, let's go back to their game on Saturday against the Philadelphia 76ers, a game where Jimmy Butler was sidelined due to back issues. During this game without Jimmy Butler, the Warriors faced significant challenges. Although Stephen Curry delivered an impressive performance with 29 points and 13 assists, the absence of Butler's defense and playmaking skills was evident. To make matters worse for the Warriors, Quentin Grimes of the 76ers erupted for a career-high 44 points, exploiting the major gaps in Golden State's broken defensive system. Draymond Green, typically the defensive anchor, was stretched thin, unable to cover all bases without Butler's support. This allowed the 76ers to shoot 52% from the field and sink 19 out of 33 three-point shots. On the offensive side of the court, while Curry carried most of the load, the bench struggled to maintain momentum while Curry was resting. The lack of Butler's scoring off the bench meant the second unit couldn't sustain leads, highlighting the team's lack of depth and dependency on Butler's scoring off the bench. The outcome of this game served as a reminder of the void left by Butler's absence. His defensive skills, scoring ability, and leadership have been integral to the Warriors' recent success. Without Jimmy, both the starters and the bench face increased pressure and lack of leadership on the court, showing just how pivotal Butler is going to be in keeping the Warriors' championship aspirations alive. But most importantly, when the playoffs come around, Jimmy turns into a different beast. We've seen it time and time again. Just look at the teams he dragged to the finals while he was in Miami. The 2020 Heat, a 5th seed with no other superstar. The 2023 Heat, an 8th seed that had no business making it anywhere close to the finals, yet they did it anyway. And now he's playing with the Warriors, a team with more talent than any of those Miami rosters. Imagine Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, alongside a fresh Steph Curry, a locked-in Draymond Green, and a supporting cast that knows how to win. That's a scary thought for the rest of the NBA. But unfortunately for the NBA, that's the reality of what could happen. With Jimmy Butler in the mix, the Warriors are no longer just trying to make the playoffs. They're trying to get back into championship contention. Jimmy helps massively by helping take some scoring load off Steph, letting Draymond be himself, making everyone around him a better player, giving the bench a scoring punch, and bringing that playoff intensity that Golden State thrives on. This wasn't just a good trade. It might be the move that keeps the Warriors dynasty alive. Do you think the Warriors can win another championship with Jimmy Butler? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA breakdowns. Thanks for watching and goodbye.